In Portuguese, a planta is a plant. Baixa would be the adjective to describe something short. So planta baixa is not a short plant. It's actually floor plans. Mata is a verb that means to kill. Burro is an animal, donkey. So Mataburro is not a donkey killer, but rather the cattle grid that you see on farms to keep animals from crossing onto the highway. Don't go anywhere. I've got some more. So the word toa is a cable or a rope, and if something is a toa, you would think that it means to the cable or rope, but it actually just means for nothing or worthless. So if somebody's coming over and they chegar a toa, they arrived for nothing. There's no reason for them to be here. And so then if you think about the expression ficar a toa, ficar means to stay, a toa, worthless, so staying here is worthless. And if you think about it, it actually makes sense because fica à toa means to idle. I've talked about it many times on this channel that Brazilians like to add the E at the end of imported words. So the word beef, for example, which is cow meat, they would say beefy. And there's a dish here called Beefy a Cavalo, which literally translates to beef the horse. And this dish is actually just a steak with a fried egg on top. So in English, beef is only cow meat, but in Brazilian Portuguese, Beefy de frango, for example, chicken beef, actually just refers to chicken steak. And Beefy de porco would be pork steak. So Beefy de whatever animal is a steak that comes from that animal. If you and your friends are gonna race and somebody jumps the gun, they have burned the lizard. Queimar Lagarto. This is the Brazilian Portuguese expression for a false start. One time I was traveling and at the hostel, one of the guys saw a pretty girl and he said, "Man, she is of the hour." She is of the hour. I didn't know what that meant. She is da hora. And he kept saying it, like after talking to her and seeing that she was a really nice person, she was smart. He's like, this girl really is da hora. And I was like, okay, what does this mean? And he told me, da hora just means awesome or cool or amazing. So if you go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, that would be da hora. The verb quebrar means to break, and a mola is like a spring, like a metal spring. So quebra-molas is not actually a spring breaker. No, in the sense of breaking a spring, it actually refers to a speed bump because I guess technically it will break your car's springs if you go over it too fast. But what about the expression saca-molas? Saca or sacar means to take out, and we just said that mola are springs, so take out springs? Not quite. Saca-molas actually is a device that you use to pull out teeth, and a molar, molar, is the word for molar in Portuguese, but for whatever reason, saca-molas is the device that they use. If you hear something that is unbelievable, a story that you know can't be true, you can say, not even a cow would cough at that. Name que a vaca tussa. And this is a fun expression to say, no way. Taco is a Mexican dish. Baseball is a sport. Taco de baseball is not like a baseball shaped taco. It actually refers to the baseball bat. Now why they don't say pau de baseball, I don't know, or maybe they do. And in Brazilian Portuguese, whenever they want to say something is smaller, they add at the end inha. A camisa is a shirt like this, or a button-up shirt. So camisa inha. Camisinha would be a little shirt, right? Camisinha is a condom. Technically, I guess it is a little shirt. So I guess a little shirt for your little friend. In the US, we have an expression that describes white people who live in poor areas who usually work outside. They're called rednecks because the sun burns their necks. In Brazilian Portuguese, they have a word for redneck. It's caipira. And again, we talked about making something smaller. Caipira and inha, Caipirinha, is not a little redneck. It's actually the national drink of Brazil, which is cachaça, lemon, and sugar. So how this got this name, Caipirinha, I have no idea. But if you know, leave us a comment below because I think that would be an interesting story. Quero means I want. Quero-quero doesn't just mean I want. It's also the name of a bird here in Brazil, and when I looked it up, it's a lapwing, which apparently is the name of a bird in English. The word show in Brazilian Portuguese means the same as in English. It means a show. And a bola would be a ball. So show de bola is actually not a ball show. La Eli. If you didn't get that joke, make sure you check out my video about Brazilian slang and expressions, and it will explain what that joke means. But show de bola literally means cool or awesome. In the US, sometimes people don't speak with correct grammar. Imagine that. And instead of saying we are, some people say we is. If you translate that literally to Portuguese, it would be "é nóis." And "é nóis" is an expression in Sao Paulo that means you're welcome. So next time you're in Sao Paulo and somebody says thank you, make sure you say back "é nóis." Playing with all these literal translations got me to thinking, what if? Oh boy. So these are technically not real expressions in Brazilian Portuguese, but I think they would be funny if they were. For example, corrente principal. Corrente is a stream. Principal would be main. Something is cool and popular, it should be corrente principal, mainstream. Huh? Okay, try this one on for size. Rostro libro. Rostro libro. Facebook. No, here in Brazil they say Facebook. Vermelho quente, pimentões picantes. Think about it, red hot chili peppers. But no, again, here in Brazil they say Hedgy Hodgy chili peppers. What do you think of my list? Did you have as much fun with these literal translations as I did? Do you have any you want to add? Leave some comments below, put your fun literal translations down there. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like, share with your friends, and while you're here, go ahead and check out one of these videos here, and I hope to see you in a future video.